So I have a nail in my tire here. Some people might think, hey, you got a nail in your tire, you're gonna have to replace the tire. Not so. You can use a tire plug. It's a pretty simple process. With some vehicles, like a truck, you might never even have to take the tire off. You can just leave it on and do this entire process. But because I don't have a whole lot of clearance here, I'm gonna have to take this tire off. The kit you're going to use looks a little bit something like this. You can see it's got a reamer, it's also got one of those needle things, and it's got some of the tire repair plugs. I did get new tire repair plugs because the old kit I had was about 7 years old. I didn't know how good the plugs were, so I got some new plugs. It's only about $3 for new plugs. Now if you look real close, you might actually be able to see right here, this is our nail that's sticking out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this nail out with some vice grips, and then I'm going to use a tire plug to repair it. The directions say that the plugs are supposed to be for temporary use only. I have, however, used these plugs on my truck, and they lasted the life of the tire. I probably should have had a plug prepared earlier. These are the plugs. This is the plugging tool you're going to use. The plugs look a little bit like licorice. You don't want to handle it too much. So you're going to want to take this plug. This acts kind of like the eye of a needle. And you're going to want to string it through. There, I've got the plug about halfway through. Before I put this in, I need to use something called a reamer. This is my reamer. What it does is it sizes the hole. Here's the hole. It sizes it. It also cleans it out. And then I'll put this plug right in. Should be sized now, just enough for the plug. So let's take the reamer out, let's put the plug in. Okay. You can see I got the plug in there. There's two ends sticking out. It's kind of folded in half in the middle. With any luck, I should be able to pull this out. The plug stays in. Let's give it a shot. There we go. So I've got the plug in here. One of the very last steps, and probably the most important step, is to actually trim off the extra. You're going to want to use a utility knife to do that. And trim off all this extra stuff. If you don't, the rest of it could come out. And your plug will be out on the road, and then you're going to have a hole in your tire that's twice as big as it was before, in which case you're going to have a flat tire very quickly. I'm going to wait a few minutes for this thing to kind of bond to the surfaces of the rubber, and then I'm going to refill it with air, and I'm going to test it before I take it out on the road to make sure that this does hold some air. So it's a pretty simple process. If you got a strong arm and about $5 or $6, you can get one of those kits with the two repair tools and a few of those plugs. Doesn't take that long. Put this back on the car and you're ready to go.